When I met her, I could not have guessed the adventure life would become. When I examined my life and the choices the universe led me to contrive, I learnt that despite the flawed concept of love, it did add texture to my life. Seduced by the simplicity of her soul, drawn in by the mystery of her eyes, my longings awakened with the reminiscences of the soft bedding of her hips. The lasting tang of her kiss draws a whisper on my breath and bruise on my lips. The ashes of affection lay scattered on the floor of my heart, bearing testimony of the youthful passion that was ablaze in our life of friendship and company. Can I forget that she was the dream that, in my lustful youth, had dreamt? Where can I go to bypass the flashbacks to evade her captive smile? What can I possibly do to keep my childish mind from not thinking of her? How do I hide myself to avoid her eyes following me, or my longing to stop? Can the moon hide from the river, or prevent its reflection from the dewdrop? Being alive was not the only desirable state the heart, soul, and body condone. Trapped within the ravel confines and the mysteries of the cosmic unknown, a complex, tangled web of imperfect beings trying to untangle in harmony, I submitted myself to her, like in sleep when I surrendered to the cosmic will. I could not conceal from others, or even hide from myself, the reality that she dwelled in my heart, energized my body, and radiated through my skin. The confidence in my stride, and the calm contentment of my body within. The aroma of my coffee mixed with the whiff of freshly cut summer grass, or the dark of an August night when she often sneaked into my dreams. She was that which awakes me only for a moment and lulls me back to sleep. When I met her, I could not have guessed the adventure life would become, trapped within the unknown confines and the mysteries of the cosmic will. I learnt that despite the flawed concept of love, it did add texture to my life. She was the pace at which I make haste, and the stops at which I take a break, the decisions that I was influenced to make, and the direction I chose to take. She was the spring of my life that brought forth new and fresh beginnings, that which inspired renewal, the early tulip bloom and the eager nestlings. I recall when she studied the palm of my hand for her name and found it, and we planted thoughts of rosebuds in the garden of each other's hearts, her sincerity and innocence, like flowers sending their perfume in the wind. She was the lampposts on my pathways, the signs that point the way. She was the end of a long journey and the beginning of a new destination. When I met her, I could not have guessed the adventure life would become. When I examined my life and the choices the universe led me to conceive, I learnt that despite the flawed concept of love, it did add texture to my life. Being alive was not the only desirable state the heart and body condone. Trapped within the unknown confines and the mysteries of the cosmic will, a complex, tangled web of imperfect beings trying to untangle in harmony, I submitted myself to her, like in sleep when I surrendered to the unknown. Now I am awake, conscious of my being. What story is this? As I walk this earth, I wonder who I am and from where I came. Where have I left my footprints before? What paths did I take? What is the reason for my wakefulness? What is my purpose here? Why have I been awakened in the first place? What is my destination? What goodness do I carry, or what do I bring, and for whom? Is this life a melodramatic presentation, a punishment, or a reward? Of course, the task would be accomplished before I went back. But what is the mission of this existence, or is this all an illusion? Why is it that even I, who has to play the part, do not know the script? Who is watching? Who is taking note? Who is in directing the show? And so I wonder who I am. What is this self that claims to be me? Indeed, I am not this body, as it is built from things borrowed from the earth. and one day all that is borrowed will be returned. That much has been made easy for me to clearly understand, which means the question still remains: who am I? What is my story? Am I an accumulation of karmas or stories from a conditioned past? What am I doing here? What do I need to achieve or fulfill in my time? Am I who I think I am, or am I who others perceive me to be? Is this my life, or am I simply entombed in this appearance we see and become alive only when I die and escape this capture of me? Am I the other half of her soul tasked with seeking and finding her, or am I cloaked in some disguise for no one to see, not even I? Am I here to finish the unfulfilled work from a previous birth? Maybe to keep promises and vows made in 1,000 rebirths prior? Is this my sensorial life, or am I simply entombed in appearance and become alive only when I die? What are the answers to my query? Am I the other half of her soul, tasked with seeking and finding her, here to finish the unfulfilled commissions from a previous birth? What is it that we have come into this world to take or accomplish? What is it that we want or need to do that has sparked our coming? If we must give, then what do we give since we came empty-handed? We have nothing except that which lies deep within our hearts. Indeed, it must be the universe that has drawn us to itself in love. What else but love can lead one to believe in life and its mysteries? What else but separation and solitude can measure its tortuous ways? A time of parting when we realize what we had to give up or what is lost. I knew the instant I touched her unadorned lips with my finger that I shall drink of her spirit with my soul and let her taste linger. For her lips aroused within me a thirst that made my throat dry. I became addicted to her most guarded secrets, and I knew why. The moment my lips touched hers, I felt the thirst being satisfied, but I knew from that time that this contentment was all but a lie, that this passionate fire will not stay quenched for a long time, for the more I drank of her, the thirstier I got for her sublime wine. Each sip brought a secret intoxication, a mysterious slavish behest, as if it was going to overwhelmingly pull my last breath from my chest. Yet I could not resist the moment I touched her lips with my fingers, that I shall drink of her spirit with my soul and let her taste linger. They say if you want the honey, you have to get past the hostile bees. If you are attached to the ocean, then you will be taken back to the sea. For she bore the grapes that pulled my desire to reach for the vines, and the more I drank, the thirstier I became for the full-bodied wine.